Do you feel desperate on the twin flame journey? Or maybe you feel crazy, like you're going crazy. Or maybe you feel like you're looping. You're going in circles all the time and you're never breaking through. What to do? 1. You are feeling desperate. You just feel this huge pull on your heartstrings, and it has been more profound than you have ever imagined would even be possible for you. But, you know, instead of the logic of, okay, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to tell them, let's date, I'm going to tell them, I like you, then later on we say, I love you, and things will progress from that. Instead of that, it still feels the same for me. It still feels like this enormous pull that I cannot deny. But instead of this logic progress in my romantic life, we got all these crazy situations and blocks that seem to make things undoable for me to move forward in any sort of way. Can we even come out of this? And this has been going on for a long time already. So I feel desperate. And I can imagine that you might feel very desperate. So what can be going on, and how can you resolve this for yourself? So one thing I think you'll need to understand to be able to go to your breakthrough of this desperation, which is some sort of an emotional jail in which you're stuck at this moment, you can't break out of this desperation feeling. One thing you would need to understand, I think, is that the twin flame journey is on the basis of the divine foundation of life. It's almost deeper than your soul. It is where your spirit meets where the spirit comes from source. That's where your twin flame blueprint resides, from which two bodies are being born in the world that now feel attracted to each other. And rightly so, because you are meant to come together and live a romantic life together with a best friend's life and a mission life and all these things too. So this is deeper than what you think it is. It is actually anchoring in your spiritual makeup of what you as a human being are in the invisible world of divine truth that includes everything physical and daily life and manifested, etc. On that level is where twin flames live and are and find their home and will manifest their union and build it out to an actual life. And that is one layer deeper than you're most probably thinking. It is one layer deeper than you are feeling it. It's one layer deeper than where your desperation lives that imprisons you in your heart. Seems like you can't get out. I understand. But what twin flames are is a layer deeper, an existential layer deeper than that. It's an existential layer deeper than social rules that you have grown up with, that then are in psychological handbooks of scientific nature. It's one existential layer deeper than how you think you need to build a relationship, and a romantic one at that. It is completely steered from your deeper nature out, and then within that coming out and manifesting itself and grounding itself in an actual relationship and on actual physical building grounds and whatnot, and coming in a relationship and in a family and a house together and whatnot. That is then steered by the rules, the relationship rules, quote unquote, of that deeper existential layer. And how do these relationship rules work? Well, pretty much how you feel that things work when you do the twin flame inner work tool called Key. Go to my channel page on your desktop computer. And on my channel page, not YouTube in general, but on my channel page, you'll find the search bar indicated with the magnifying glass. And when you put Key in there, K-E-Y, you'll find videos in which I explain to you explicitly how this twin flame inner work tool called Key works. And you'll also find everything about it in our Facebook group, that is our living room. And there you'll find actually the most information and downloads and worksheets and explanation videos, hours long. That'll certainly help you find out how that works. So how does that deeper than you thought, on a deeper existential layer, relationship of the true twin flame actually work within the sacred union space? Very much like how it feels to do that twin flame healing tool Key. It feels as though whatever is in the outside, in the relationship space happening, is a result of what is going on in your inner world, and you start to heal it there first, and then something else will become manifest in your world and in your relationship too, without you necessarily really needing to do all kinds of psychological trickery, because you will be different and they will be different too, because they heal when you heal. You're always on the same vibrational level as your twin flame, because otherwise it's not your twin flame. But you can be assertive, of course, for how you feel when you've come out that healing. And of course you can have an intimate conversation about what's bothering you and how to resolve it. But the actual work is being done in the way of the Key tool. So that's what you need to know when you feel desperate about your twin flame situation. Because your feeling of desperation might very well be a situation that we can just take in Key step 1 and go through the other 3 steps of them, of version 1 and or of version 2 of Key, and you will resolve this. So this desperation in itself can be taken as the topic of your twin flame inner work, because you feel the emotion of being desperate and stuck and imprisoned in your heart with the iron rods of the desperation, and you feel like you can't come out. But you have not taken into account the deeper ground than all such emotional, social issues and problems. And you take that into account by doing the Key tool. So what do you feel upsetting? What is your emotion? You'll make step 1 out of that. I am upset because they are so far away and with another and don't want to talk with me that it seems undoable, and that makes me feel desperate. And this is the exact feeling that you're going deeper with. You're going to feel how that is your emotion, your feeling, and you're going to feel the deeper ground once you've turned that around and felt the deeper healing underneath of that. And it makes you land in another place where the desperation will be transformed. 2. Do you feel crazy? On the twin flame journey, very well possible, because it's different. You feel different than other people. All your peers and your family members and your colleagues at work, they never talk about this enormous love for someone that is so different and so pure and so intimate. They just have a marriage and a partnership, and they live together, and they sort of, they try to like bounce off each other and live a daily life and stuff, and talk a lot about how the daily life stuff is being organized, and discuss a lot about how the things they're buying are called, like the new car and whatnot. But they never talk about this deep, profound, divine light that is being born inside of you when you're on the twin flame journey. And you just feel weird, you feel crazy. And maybe you are in a twin flame situation in which they behave in a way that you don't like, and you feel deeply upset about that. And you feel crazy because you feel all this love, but they're behaving strange. And you can't make sense of that. You feel crazy. Maybe you have some sort of strange experiences in your almost like in your head or in your mental space or in your emotional field that are new and different. And you feel a little bit dizzy sometimes because of that. You feel crazy. So what to do? All right. So to soothe yourself in that situation, you need to understand this, and this will help you to give it a better context and calm yourself down and go to another inner place where you feel normal and grounded, right? Because that's like the opposite of this feeling crazy. Feeling grounded, feeling like you have roots and you know what you're doing. So this is what I think you need to know. The feeling of crazy often happens. It's not strange that it happens. It happens to most all of us. And that is because the twin flame reality, the reality of union, is actually being in union with your source, with the divine itself. And that's when you would be completely and utterly there. You are in a very different vibration. That is very different than the vibration of your peers and your family and your colleagues. It's very different from where you're now, because you are on the twin flame journey and you have experience with the twin flame, but you're not in harmonious twin flame union, the state of consciousness yet. And when you would be in a state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union, you would be in union with your source, with the divine itself, and being intimately together there all the time. And that state would be a significant higher vibration than you're now. And that might sound disappointing, but it's also promising, because it just means that you have to follow the route to that higher vibration. You need to tap into a community that has this higher vibration. You need to be guided by a teacher that can guide you to that higher vibration, because they have it. So it's also very guiding, I would say, when I pronounce it like this. So when you would be there in harmonious twin flame union, your vibration will be much higher at your core. And then you'll start to grow, from that happening and stuff. Many more things happen after harmonious union. Don't be mistaken. But let's look at that reality. You're in a much higher vibration than now. And that means that there is a certain distance in which your vibration gets higher and higher, and then you're there. And that movement from where you're now and where the world is and where your colleagues are and where your family is and where your friends are thinking about themselves and stuff in the social world, the difference between the vibration there and the vibration in harmonious union is enormous. And that vibration change, when you go a little bit on that path with the twin flame journey, indeed correct, you are right about yourself there. You start to feel so much different from the social world where you came from that it starts to feel crazy. But what is the solution? Being halfway, here nor there, being stuck there in the middle, in the halfway up vibration where you know a little bit about the twin flame, you have a little bit of twin flame experiences, they confuse you, they do all kinds of things to you, but now you feel crazy. Should you go back? Should you go walking back that route to this lower vibration than where you were with the twin flame? Because that's where it seems normal. That's where it seems okay. That's where it seems grounding, because people are grounded on the earth there. And the answer is no, because you can't make this undone. Then you've got this taste of what it really is down there until halfway. You can't make that undone. When you walk back, you'll still know that in your heart, and you'll forever feel this call to go back. The point is that when you're halfway on the vibration change, you need to go further to the place of the vibration of harmonious twin flame union. There you will find complete and whole, taken in by the divine and grounded in truth. You see, here that's where they ground on the earth, and this is where they ground in truth. Now, part of grounding in truth is grounding in your body and on the earth and everything. So don't be mistaken about that. So you need to climb up, go through the crazy phase to the arrived phase. That's what you need to do. It's a phase feeling crazy on your way towards getting out of the misalignment of the world and the crazy of halfway in the journey. You both will have left them. That will be your place in which you will be together with your true twin flame in harmonious twin flame union. 3. Do you feel like you are going in circles and circles and circles, or maybe it's like a spiral, right? You've got a little bit of the twin flame. You know where they live, where they are on the internet, and they don't want to be with you. But then you meet up with them again, and it feels good, and it feels like you're going somewhere. But then they don't want to be with you again, and then you'll feel sad again. But then you have new inspiration, and you follow that, and you meet up again with the twin flame, etc. And this is how you may feel like, gosh, I'm looping. This is just one big loop. I'm in a never-ending spiral. So where is the breakthrough? How do I break through? Or does that not exist? I'm just forever spiraling. Well, let me forget about this spiral and hide in my cave at home or something. Hide with a non-twin flame in a new marriage. Okay. Well, there is a way out of the spiral. And it's true, you need a breakthrough. And when you're spiraling, you're not at the breakthrough. That's true as well. Absolutely. So I understand how tiring this can feel. So you need to somehow break through this tiredness. And that is because you have not gone yet to the point of your true identity in yourself. What you are doing is actually you're spiraling around who you truly are. You see, so this is like the spiral seen from the other side. But the point is that you're not the circle, you're the midpoint. That's what you are. You never are the circumstances. You never are the body. You never are the world in itself alone. You always are the dot in the circle. You always are the center point. You are the one that is experiencing the looping, the circumstances around you, the body around you, the world around you, the twin flame around you. You are the one that experiences that. So that can just bring you deeper right away. Who is this one that is experiencing this loop? Close your eyes. I am the one that is experiencing this loop. I am the one that is experiencing this circle. I am the one that is experiencing all these things in the spiral. Breathe a little deeper. Because you are the one that is at the bottom of your breath. 2, you are the one that is experiencing this. And that is the one that needs to grow bigger, get more attention. Healing on the twin flame journey. You can open your eyes again if you want to. Healing on the twin flame journey means that you let that one that is the experiencer inside of yourself, the one that is at the bottom of your breath, gain in presence. It gains presence, and that is the healing that you are asking for, that you are calling in by being in this loop. Being in the loop over and over just makes your desire to have that healing happen to you bigger. Until you finally move your point of identification to the experiencer instead of the experiences. And when you totally commit to being the experiencer, and deeper than that, you go deeper there, that's where your twin flame blueprint is. You'll start to give that more attention than anything else. And that's where you get into true twin flame work. And that's where eventually you will manifest your true twin flame and the union and the relationship inside of that sacred union bubble. That'll give you everything that you long for. So, I hope this helped. Dear friends, you are invited to Twin Flame Easter. We're going to meet up. How about that? What better way to spend a little free time to meet with the Twin Flame teacher and, importantly, the Twin Flame community? The first thing that's going to happen for you in Twin Flame Easter is you're going to get an automatic distant healing downloaded to you on download day. That'll be Easter Saturday, upcoming Saturday on March 30. The whole trick is that you give your little donation and then you're in and you guaranteed yourself that you will receive from the teacher, that's why I mentioned it, the Twin Flame automatic distant healing. And I advise you to take that in, receive that assertively by taking some time for yourself on the Saturday, to sit down, to be a little meditative, maybe make a beautiful stroll in nature. And I especially advise you to go to our Facebook group, Your Abundance, which is our living room, and make yourself at home there. Start to download the worksheet of the Twin Flame Inner Work tool called Key. Start to study how it works by watching the many videos, reading other downloads and other posts in the featured post section, or pinned post section in other words, and so on. Start to do this Twin Flame Inner Work on upcoming Saturday as well, to make possible even more results from your Twin Flame Distant Healing download. There are many more things to study in our Facebook group. Please do so. Make it a beautiful day in which you sink into the deeper healing power that will bring you closer to your harmonious twin flame union. But that's not all. On that day, Saturday, March 30, I will give a YouTube live video in which you can come, connect with us, and we're going to do healing together as well. So that's available for everybody, anybody that wants to come. But if you're on the Twin Flame Download Day specifically and you have donated a little bit, this is of course a wonderful way to also connect and go deeper and get more and get it more structured, because we're going to experience in this YouTube live oracle cards, healing, meditation, all around, bringing you closer to your harmonious twin flame union. Just like 2 unions have come together the last 6 weeks in our community. So why can't you do it? You can do it too. And this can be a start. This can be a moment in which you let that potential in a little deeper. This Twin Flame Easter. But that's not all. You can come to our Easter Sunday social meetup. This will be a Zoom call that starts up from our Facebook group called Your Abundance. And you can just meet up with each other, share, talk about what you experienced. Yes, in your distant healing download day experiences, and also about what you experienced in the YouTube live, or what you're experiencing in general. This social Zoom meetup for Twin Flame Easter is also accessible for anybody, and it is especially relevant for those that have opted to donate for the download day that was the day before on a Saturday. So this will be your complete Twin Flame Easter in which you can go deeper. I facilitate this for you from the heart. There will be some links that will make it clear for you, and of course the explanation as well in the description box below. And you need to push the 3 dots or another way that unfolds the explanations right underneath the video titles to reach that. You'll find it. I'll also put it in the pinned comment to make it extra easy to find for you. And I will see you at Twin Flame Easter. Love from Petra. We talked about going to a new place and getting a breakthrough in your twin flame union. And because that is a very potent thing to do. It is actually not strange and kind of normal that on the twin flame journey, grief and transformation and birth are topics that will come to you all the time. And I do have a video about that You'll find it very enlightening right now. I'm sure of that. So I'll send you to the video right here in a couple of seconds. I will see you there. Love from Petra.